It's so good.
It's not good at all.
It's the best.
All right, we're here doing a thing. Welcome to another episode of We Talking About. I'm Zim.
And I'm Lee.
Today, we're talking about another conspiracy. That conspiracy is that there are actually reptilian creatures posing as people throughout our country and world in positions of power, running our day-to-day, slowly taking us over from the inside. A offshoot of humanity or aliens from above. Different schools of thought have different theories on this.
Please now cut to a quick shot of the scene from V for Victory, where they're tearing off the guy's face, revealing like the reptile thing, behind.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't do that. And
No, right here, it'd be perfect.
oh, okay.
Maybe
That's
like over what you just said. Just This
So-
is just a still. I don't need you to go crazy.
I tried to research. Let me first say, are you familiar with this
I've
concept?
heard some things, but this is one of those conspiracy theories where if someone says like, oh, they're doing X, Y, Z, like, oh, they're gonna rig the election, and people to like make those people seem like crazy people, they would say like, oh, and I bet they're also lizard people in charge of the whole operation. Oh, it's like a thing that gets thrown around as like a,
Yes.
like a chemtrails or those things, and they would say lizard people are putting fluoride in the water to make someone seem like extra crazy. It's like a thing.
Fluoride in the water is something I looked into a little bit too. It's a little weird. Only like 3 major countries put fluoride in the water.
Right?
That's weird. Anyway, back to lizard people.
I've had almost no cavities.
I've had a lot, and I drink a lot of water. Debunked.
All right.
So I watched many documentaries. I read a lot of things
About the lizard people.
About the lizard people.
Okay.
And I feel like after these like hours of investing my time, I've gained no knowledge. Everyone's arguments or conversations on this topic seem to just be a lot of like hopes and prayers and like tiny video clips. And we have a video background. We make movies and we do things, and it's the same reason I have a large problem with a lot of ghost videos that my friends seem to love so much.
Yeah.
Is that I'm like, well, that's just that happens. That's like fractaling images. That's like a light source is off camera. That's just some bullshit. Like there's lots of explainable reasons and problems I've had on my actual video that you could say are ghosts.
And sometimes we say, well, that's After Effects.
Well, yes. In addition to the actual ability to do post,
Right.
or just effects on hand at the time.
Yeah. I have a vague memory related to
Example.
like video.
Oh, I did it backwards.
Example.
Wait, how do you do
Fuck.
that thing? There it is. That's not it. I don't know how to do that thing. Do it in post.
Right here, put a picture of a guy nailing that fucking thumb thing. Yeah. It's I've actually seen, as part of other things, people just rapid fire playing clips of like politicians and
Yes.
like famous like European, like he's the chancellor of like Berlin or some like crazy people, and they're showing and they have like arrows like not sweating, blinking a lot, what's this with his tongue, neck fins, like they're like showing weird stuff. I'm like that's just some inbred European monarch like thing. That's not like an actual like you're a lizard man.
Many of them
or
are
whatever.
citing things that are like if someone's moving fast in like a pixelated image almost, it makes your face distort slightly. Eyes blinking in weird ways.
Like they're saying like his like mirage tech
Yes.
failed for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, it's just like video.
the double blink almost, but it's kind of just like two like layers happening at the same time almost.
Like the footage was interlaced, and when they did the thing,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Interlacing a video causes almost all of these thoughts. Is
Well,
my opinion. And again, I'm not saying these
no,
don't
like,
exist. I
like-
just have not seen any proof myself that makes this seem in any way plausible. But the things that people do talk about are the tongues, the eyes, clicking. Clicking is a thing. And like I watched a bunch of like, see how this George W. Bush, there's clicking. See this one with Obama, clicking. See this news
Like
broadcaster,
he's clicking?
No, like it'll be like, here, like just start saying something.
Today we're going to find a reason to deploy the military.
It's just little clicking noises while they're talking, and I'm like, I don't know what you think that is. I don't know why that's confirmed.
Is it like a press conference?
It could be anything.
But
Typically, it's like during an interview, or either like a closed couch interview, on a stage, a podium, in the newsroom, anything. But there's a lot of things where like interference and clicking happen, and people cite how it sounds exactly the same. And I'm like, it could just be because it's a very common problem.
Well, like my first thought was like it's a press conference. People are taking pictures without flash, and modern DSLR cameras make those clicks, or something, right? Or just like other tech AV things.
As a man who DSLRs, it didn't sound particularly like that, but not to say it could not have been like that noise being picked up by his mic and something
from far away
certainly
with
be
a lot of
like
reporters doing it or something.
But I was kind of disappointed, so I watched like these documentaries, and even like when they had like the foremost expert, some guy like on a Vice documentary, I was like, he's really not explaining anything.
Isn't that frustrating?
It's very frustrating, but like people like eat this shit up, and he takes them to like some rock. He's like, see this rock, and it's like a picnic area. There's like families and shit there. He goes, if you came here on October 31st, it'd be a completely different story. Maybe you should go there on October 31st. Why are you showing me it on a Tuesday of August? Like, who the fuck cares?
What would have happened on the 31st?
Oh, they'd be sacrificing people, Lee.
Oh.
So another thing they said is some of them in some reports, it's these reptiles are eating our children. They need their like blood, and other ones it's like they're feasting on our fear and unwillingness. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, they eat fear and children.
Okay. But just no, like for something that has like seemingly no real proof or even real theories, I don't even know how it's so widely accepted. And I say accepted amongst the skeptic and truther communities. This is something that's not unheard of. People talk about.
Well, I was gonna say like it's like the reason that I mentioned chemtrails and like fluoride in like the water is it's like up there with those like top 5, top 10.
Exactly.
Like if you said, hey, we're going to write a screenplay, we have to have a character who's really into conspiracies, we have to write some dialogue and some scrawling things, what should it be about? Like lizard people running the government would be like high up on the list.
No, 100%.
It's a main like popular thing,
To play the devil's advocate, as I always try to do, it could be that these things are actually in power, and they're actually really good at it, and they're not being exposed, but they're releasing these like really shitty video things, or having like the people muddy the water and make it seem like this kind of stuff's happening.
Misdirection angle.
But if that's it, like these videos are really piss poor. Where like Justin Bieber's one of them. Oh, Obama, he's controlling the weather with his machines.
Well, HARP.
Yeah,
I have a HARP episode. There's like
we'll do that later.
Along this, no, I've already thought of 4 things we have to do, but I'm going to go do a little research myself first. There's along this whole path, did you find anything like? I feel like lizard people is like a topic like aliens, like like UFOs, where you can watch one video and then watch another, and it'll be like, well, they're descendants from Atlantis and this and that, but then over here it's like, well, they're actually like they've been living them. Like there's a lot of different interpretations.
They said that in some theories they came from space, like Draco Polymar 8 or something, like some weird shit, and there's different types of them. And then one of them seemed like it was like an offshoot of humanity almost, and they've evolved alongside us, and then it like were public, and then at some point went into like hiding, and whether it was because we had an uprising or they just chose the shadows, it's not clear because there's no apparently written information on it, which makes me think, how do we even, like, why do you even think this is a thing in the first place? But then other ones where they say there's multiple types could be the explanation of why there are dragons in a lot of theories. It could be like that's what you perceived it as.
The best thing that I heard was they have like mind control powers, and the invention of like photography and video and all that stuff was when they decided to go like dark or like whatever, because they couldn't hide the same properly way or something like that.
Yeah. But if you had the ability to cloak, why would you need these mind control powers in the first place? Or is it that they're using such future tech that they're cloaking?
I don't know.
That's something that like.
Well, so the reason
it doesn't ever seem to say like, is it actually them and an inert power they have to cloak and become something else?
To change their skin.
Yeah. Because if that's it, it doesn't seem like it would fail in the same way every time. Why is it always the eyes? Why is it always the mouth? Why do people see pictures of people with bad teeth and say, see, it's multiple rows, when really it's just a person that has jagged British teeth, and it's a blurry picture?
It's all because all the people in power are like old, inbred people that spend all their time drinking and looking at child porn, and they're all twisted, misshapen creatures like the Skeksis anyway. The reason I asked about was there this whole rundown of different theories is like, did any of them seem like, okay, this is the one? And
nothing
the
jumped out at me at all, and
like
I was struggling. I was trying. I was searching like top 10 reasons they exist. Like, even if you can't give me it in a video form, give me it written. I'll read it.
Right,
and nothing really jumped out at me as like, these are things. I was actually shocked that it has the legs it has with how little information there was about it. And that could, again, coming back around the other side, that could be because they're really good about hiding the information about them. Because
well, why? So
there was a video that was like the definitive proof, and it was just a video of a guy, like I assume a guy videotaping like his girlfriend or something, and like throughout many parts of the video, different things happen to her that make her like her camouflage like go away. And at one point, there's like a 1 or 2 frame thing of like a shadowy monster behind her. But it was one of those situations where I'm like, there's so many different things happening here. Either she has the worst cloaking device possible, or someone knows the minorest amount of Photoshop. And they put, or I should say After Effects.
You know, the Adobe Creative Suite.
Yes.
Sure.
But when you put a little video up and say, there's a $250,000 award for anyone who could prove this isn't real, I'm like, I think that's just what you're writing to get views, because if you give me that footage, I'm sure I could go through it, but it's horribly pixelated, bad footage to begin with.
It's always bad quality in the yeah.
And it's like, it's weird things where like, see, there's no shadow here, there's no pixelation behind it, so why would this be pixelated? I'm like, because what do you mean why? That, like, you're giving me my reason as to why I would say it's fake. And then my favorite part was one of them said, and our something expert determines there's an orb in the background. There's a lens flare in the background.
Also have the lizard people also command orbs. I mean, I feel okay. Were you able? So you just said the answer is no, but I feel like, do you have any thoughts? Like, were you able to glean why people like this or believe this?
Well, I like it. I'm a person.
Okay,
I like
it,
conspiracy theories. I like things that are interesting. This is something that I would love to read more about and know more about.
Right.
But it didn't seem like it's a very fleshed out concept. And maybe, please, in the description, I keep saying description, in the comments below, if you have a source that could convince me or debunk this, please write it down there. I'm dying to read it. But right now, nothing. I was just watching these documentaries going like, this is just filler, and then 2 seconds of nothing. And then branching into concepts that aren't related that are also interesting that I want to know more about. Like someone said, the moon is actually a hollow base where they're transmitting their mind control bullshit from.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay. But why was that one of your key points in the why reptilians are real video?
Like that doesn't help me believe that there's reptiles.
It's like answering my question with more questions, and none of this was ever really that good. And I'm hoping the next topic at hand will be a little bit more fleshed out.
I was going to say, so like, I agree that this is super discouraging. The way we do this is you've introduced the topic and I came into it cold.
Correct.
I haven't done the research, but I would have assumed of all the things, because usually on these, it's like, yeah, it seems kind of crazy, except what about the Van Allen belts? Or like, except what about the...
Oh, yeah,
like,
we had a lot more fun with space.
Yeah, there's always like a little something where you're like, wait a minute though, the side of the Sphinx, the erosion looks... I saw some comparisons, like, ooh, like you're like, that sounds crazy, but what is this? And for this, there's no.
The closest
right?
thing to
that
anything
sucks.
like that was the theory that this could be why dragons are in so many things. Like they said, there's a certain type of these that are called the Dracos, where they're lizard people that have wings, and the wings can be up to 7 feet large, 7 feet, wingspan. So assuming you do have something like that, and you're thinking back into like biblical times where you didn't have the ability to take pictures and everything was passed down through word, and you're just describing to an artist what you saw, that could be plausible to me, and there should be a reason as to why we think dragons existed at the same time as humans, and why they're in every nation's history and books and lore. And that could be very simply like in other people's theory that dinosaurs existed with man, and that the Earth is not as old as we think it is. Could be the same type of an answer here. I don't know. I was not very...
Nothing here was that thing that's going to nag you.
No, like, and I'm the dude that gets into a conspiracy. Exactly. I watch a documentary can make me totally think. Like, you could be like, the Earth's flat, show me this Earth flat documentary. You're like, of course it is. What are you, moron? The Earth is only, 2,000 years old. Duh. I saw that big boat. Like, all kinds of shit like that. And, like, those documentaries were super convincing. All the Bigfoot stuff, like things that, like, are real, in quotes. Like, where they put you in that moment of at least suspending your disbelief long enough to be like, okay, I'm open to the idea of this. Let me learn more about this. But actively seeking this one, there was nothing that did that for me.
Right, because here the goal was even to try to keep digging until you hit one of those.
Yeah.
And then, Well, that sucks. So I guess now, instead of trying to research to come back and like debunk stuff, I should try to find something convincing. Should be my task.
Please try to convince me.
Video. All right. But if you guys can help us out doing that, that would be awesome too.
And like my conspiracy boys and truthers of the internet, you seem to have your hand on the pulse here. Am I missing something? Let us know. Put it in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to rehash this one. I will watch and read anything you put in the comments below.
I'll do some research too. Hopefully this is not just a case where people like get into conspiracies and they just like every conspiracy after that. And they don't they're not being
just to put it
discerning
into perspective, I found more convincing arguments as to why Stevie Wonder can actually see than I did as to why there are actually reptilians.
Okay. That statement, we should end it with that. That's pretty damning, Lizard Man, if you're watching this.
So yeah, come at me, bro. All right, guys, so until next time, we watched The Thing. Don't die in a fire. We didn't watch The Thing. What are you talking about?
It was just like, just go with it. Just stare at the camera and find the mouse and click stop. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?